In 2012, at just 18 years of age, I had one big, crazy dream. So today, I am more excited about what I do than I've ever been before.
Such an inspiration to the whole group.
Just an absolute gem of a human.
I've never met someone that would go so far out of their way to help you, even if he didn't know you.
You can just tell that he's out to encourage and inspire and to make a difference in the world, and it's incredible, his vision. He's such a man of vision.
It all started with the drawing. I just was sitting in my girlfriend's lounge room just drawing some funky little logos and thought Monsta surfboard sounded cool. Really just started from there. My friends thought I was a little bit crazy, didn't really know what I was doing or why I was doing it. But I became really passionate about creating these surfboards and I was just absolutely hooked on it. I just wanted to create a few t-shirts so I could kind of wear my brand and just for me and my mates, and like my mates' mates and their mates' mates started asking, oh, can we get some hoodies and stuff too? And yeah, it was really weird. I was like, people actually kind of digging this. And yeah, later that year I went to Kenya and I went there to be a blessing, but found that my own life was transformed through the amazing stories of these kids. They really had nothing compared to us, but they had an incredible inner peace, and that's all that mattered to them. And I learned that life is quite simple and we just complicate it. Yeah, I was really impacted by the trip and super inspired to turn this hobby of mine into a platform that could give back and inspire people along the way. And got home from that trip super inspired to really turn it into a clothing brand.
I want to greet you in the name of Jesus. My name is Mama Zipporah.
And I asked Mama how many fish she wanted to put in the fish farm.
I am one of your beneficiaries. Where I come is the managing director.
And she said as many as we can fit.
And I want to assure you that because you support him to support me.
We ended up getting 4,000 catfish into this fish farm.
And also do all the guarding rail for the fish pond. And in August, come and you get a fish from here.
They are able to eat 2,000 fish and sell 2,000 fish to keep funding the project day in and day out.
May God bless you so much.
One of the most fulfilling parts of my journey has been watching this tribe-like movement thrive and grow throughout the world. We have a group of ambassadors who are really the leaders of this tribe. They take our Live Passionately message and they promote it in their own communities and through their own ways of life. So the idea is to take the ambassadors on an epic adventure but to also do something that is beyond ourselves. We wanted to find somewhere that was pretty unexplored, and we were just on Google Earth, and we zoomed in on the Philippines region and saw that there was 7,000 islands, and we just thought there would be that many unexplored, epic locations there for an adventure. So we've rounded everyone up and we're taking them on what will hopefully be the adventure of a lifetime. When I started Monsta, I actually didn't know anyone who's kind of in the tribe at the moment. And it's just, you know, been meeting people here and there that have kind of just, it's come together really naturally. Yeah, that's what I love about it. It's just our big extended family. Hey.
That was heavy ass. I send greetings to all the Rasta man in the world.
James Page. Pagey,
One of the most funniest humans.
he is really funny, but then really serious.
One of the coolest cats that I know.
He's cheeky, but amazing. He's very compassionate and caring.
May his joy reach you all, wherever you may be.
The right word for Jed. Just the love he has for everyone and like the joy he actually brings to the group.
If you asked anyone who knew Jed, they would say that he's the nicest person in the whole world.
The happiest person I've ever met, always has a smile on his face.
The most kind-hearted person I've ever met, like won't hurt a soul.
Tanya O'Meara is just one of the lads. Funny as. We'll climb a mountain, we'll surf big waves.
So nice to have another girl on the trip with a group of guys.
She's like one of, I shouldn't even say it, one of the boys. I shouldn't say she's one of the boys. Tanya is cool. She doesn't care what you do. Like you can, you know, she's like one of the boys. Elliot Gray. Animal. He's not actually a human, he's a rhino. What do you got there, Elliot?
Just go fishing. Call myself a big yellowfin. Yeah!
That's all I have to say.
Always find myself kissing myself whenever I look at him.
Heaps of entertainment along the trip.
Brebsy is just an amazing soul. So kind, caring, just brightens the room with her smile.
Gives everybody a chance, no matter what, yeah.
Wouldn't say a bad thing about anyone.
Brebs is an absolute legend. Brings a good vibe to the crew.
No be alright.
Josh Howard, he's a man of passion. I love his passion for surfing.
Pretty good surfer, frother for waves. So determined to get waves, like.
If he's not in the water, he's always kind of twitching and it's like there's something not quite right going there, so he definitely needs salt in his brain to function, I think, yeah.
He's a man.
Geordie, yeah, outgoing personality that loves to be doing your singing and dancing kind of thing, and I don't usually hang around with people like that.
Rocked up in Manila late on Friday night and then got everyone up at 3 a.m. on Saturday morning and we told them we're going on a volcano hike.
He's like, yeah, well, we're jumping on a bus and we're going to climb this, this big crater volcano thing, and we're like, yeah, sick.
Santa Yolanda na po ba ito, sir?
I was kind of expecting us to rock up to the bottom of a mountain with a little dirt track and go for a little hike.
I just pictured the classic volcano where you just walk up, it's just going to be steep and just quite barren, steep and barren, and then when you get to the top you see lava. That's what I thought.
We jumped in these like tiny Jeep things, like 4 of us in the back, and I was just watching like Jed and stuff at the back of us, just like getting thrown around, going through these like rivers, water going everywhere.
And then when we kind of came around that first corner and you could see those ash cliffs, that pretty much blew me away.
It's pretty hard to explain. Like, kind of look like another realm. I don't know, something you kind of see out of a movie.
It just looked like we were on the moon or like in the Himalayas or something, and it was incredible.
A couple of hours on the Jeeps, and then we had a pretty epic 7K hike, just straight up.
Started hiking up and up and up, kept going, jumping over these rivers.
So we end up getting up the top of the mountain.
And we get over the hill and it just turns into this beautiful open vast.
I've never seen anything like it.
For the first 10 minutes, everyone was just speechless.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it was a pretty remarkable experience just to see that firsthand.
It's nothing what I expected at all. It was better.
One of the best days of my life, I reckon.
Yeah, already from that day one, already surpassed what I was expecting for that mountain hike.
So we rocked up in summer, and we went to a little town little island called Kalikoan.
I tried to research it before we came and couldn't find any waves or what was going on there, but once I got there, how much the palm trees were just gone. There was no palm trees because of that super typhoon that hit a couple of years ago.
Like the eye of Typhoon Yolanda smashed through back in 2013. It was the biggest recorded typhoon in history with winds of up to 400 kilometres.
And so talking to the locals, we just understood more and more of what actually happened and kind of the after effects of the situation that happened 3 years ago.
The time when the typhoon came, that was end of October, I went to Manila. And in the time when I was there, I was so on the news. And like, it's really massive typhoon and it's like really, really crazy. That's the first time since I was born here, that's the first time we saw like that kind of typhoon.
The initial assessment showed that Haiyan left a wake of massive destruction that is unprecedented, unthinkable, and horrific.
I called my parents and then my friends. You guys need to be ready because this typhoon is not like the typhoon we already experienced.
They warned that there will be a typhoon surge. It's just like a big wave.
And then after midnight, if there's no more signal, and then I can't even contact anyone. I was on a plane and I saw the place. It's like my tears is falling, and then I saw it's like no green anymore, like all brown, like all brown. It's like someone dropped an atomic bomb on the island. It's like nothing.
All the people didn't follow the warning, so that's what happened. Many people didn't evacuate. When after the typhoon, I see people dead on the streets. So many people. All of us were crying. The families were crying. So it's very sad.
You know, it's been over 2 years now, and just to see that houses were still just destroyed and people hadn't been able to recover was pretty confronting.
When you're driving through the area still 3 years later, and there's places with no roofs, all the walls and everything have fallen down because they can't afford to rebuild. Like, we have it so easy in Australia. Like, we rebuild so easy. It's been 3 years and like, there's so many places that still haven't been like rebuilt, like people's houses and stuff. You see it everywhere. You see it when you're driving.
I wish that we can have our house again and no more disasters, just like that. And a fine weather, just like that.
One of the most interesting things that I learnt was the whole community in Kalikoan and Suluan area, to get away from the typhoon, they all came together into this one church. And because this church was the best structure in that village, they were able to be safe from the typhoon.
We're all falling and we need a place to hide. A safe place somewhere in the woods we can start a fire.
Yeah, some of them like stay in their house if they have like a strong house, but people like they have like not really good house. Everyone like goes here.
Yeah.
Like 80% of people in the village went here in this church. Yeah, I think we have like 3,000 people in this village or more.
Okay, so we've come on this trip to find adventure and chase waves, but it's also not about us. We've found ourselves here in Callicoan, which was actually the eye of the typhoon that hit here 2 years ago, which was the biggest ever on record. We've met this incredible lady, Betty, and we just got talking to her, and she was telling us about her village in Suluwan, which is 5 kilometres from here, and they actually don't have clean drinking water. So today, we're gonna go trek into Suluwan, 5 k's from here, and we're gonna install some clean drinking filtration units and just meet with the locals and really serve them today.
And we leave it all behind.
And these are the rubber, stops
Can't
water
you
from going out.
It was just such a neat experience to share with them and give back to the community where we're staying.
And we all sit around the fire. We feel a little warmer now. And we all sit around the fire. We feel so much better now.
Friend, you want to try this? No.
Yeah, this is a good thing because we don't need to boil it anymore. So we can just filter the water and we can just drink it right away. So it helps a lot. So thanks for that water filter and that project also.
Sit around the fire. We feel a little warmer now. And we all sit around the fire. We feel so much better now.
So we all thought it would be a great idea as a group to go and check out these amazing limestone caves at about 5 p.m, just on dark.
We still thought, no, we'll still go. Went to this cave, was absolutely amazing.
The clearest water we've ever seen. Went swimming, had an amazing time, like mind-blowing.
Left the cave, it was practically last light. It was pretty much pitch black. 2 phone torches, nothing else, 6 people, 3 pairs of shoes, kind of do the maths.
I had bare feet, pretty much had to use the towels, someone else's towel and my towel to wrap around my feet because it was the sharpest limestone, literally poking into my feet.
Just the tension and confusion that arose between everyone there, which like I'm not used to. So it was quite like it was weird. I thought it was a bit spiritual.
Oh my god! Ah! So sharp.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Paige was like, "Oh, you sure you want to walk back?"
You get the some shoes, and I was like, nah, mate, I'm tough. And then this is shit because it's night. And we're walking back, and I can't see anything, and it really hurts.
Jed was leading, we had it, and then 2 turns into it, we kind of made a fork entry, and a few crew went right and a few crew went left.
Just got completely lost, and I think it took us about 4 hours to get out of the forest, and bugs, insects, bites.
Centipedes the size of your foot, ants crawling up your pants.
Cuts, blood.
I don't like that cave, eh? Not one bit. That cave sucks. Seriously. Every time I go near that cave, I want to punch myself in the head. Straight up.
What is this?
Dude, don't freaking...
Oh, there's ants on it.
Oh,
shit.
Okay,
Oh, look at the legs! Oh, it's sick. It's one of those man-eating things.
Boy, guys, let's go.
Oh, I'm getting bitten.
Oh, bro.
Just don't stand on it.
Don't stand on it. You stood on it, you skids.
Wait, I can't see it.
It's there.
Oh, that is heavy.
What's happening? Let's just go back and start walking that track that we came down here in, because this isn't it.
But I can't even find the track where
That's the thing.
we just
don't
come
know
back.
Where any tracks are, like we're lost.
Let's
So we either need to
go
go.
up the track where that big hill is.
Phil's probably like knocking back red horses, just laughing his ass off.
Wait, me and Phil are literally sitting back, our feet on the seat, we're eating a chicken curry, drinking beers, going, how good's life?
Hiked up a little mountain, and then we've got down the other side, had to bush bash our way. We've got t-shirts as shoes, bleeding everywhere, and we just found this road so frothing. The power of team.
So much goodness. Let's do it.
Two days later, it was a pretty nice day. Waves are 2 to 3 foot. Joshy was frothing at the lunch table, going, sick, we're gonna get some waves.
Look at that
Left off it.
Dreamy. The gang had a surprise for us.
Usually a surprise is something like really just, well, I would think is like, yes, like everybody's really happy to do it.
So this morning we spent a couple hours searching the coast for waves. Didn't turn out, but we had a good time, and now we've found some good spots for this swell next week. So we thought this Savo would be a perfect time to set our own agendas aside and do something for the environment. So after lunch, we're gonna head down the road a bit, and we're going to clean up the cave.
No way.
You're shooting me. So
it won't take that long.
We're gonna pick up rubbish around snakes.
It was the most humid, hot, like I had sweat just dripping off me.
Probably close to 80 or 90% humidity, not gonna lie, like did not feel good at all. Not one part of me actually felt good. Pick up rubbish passionately.
I think one of the best things about cleaning up the cave was seeing the locals that were already there actually start to help out as well.
At the end of it, when I actually looked down and saw the froth on those locals and how pretty much every single person that we walked past with all those bags of rubbish were just frothing, that's where the enjoyment came, is seeing how much that couple of hours out of my life could impact those crew and make them froth out. But yeah.
So much better once we did it, and it was really rewarding to see how much of just a little effort can go such a long way.
Halfway through the first week, Josh, being the frother that he is, was just hooked onto the swell charts and saw a typhoon coming across the north of the Philippines and just got so excited. He was actually supposed to be leaving at the end of that week.
When I first saw the typhoon swell, I automatically cancelled my flight and booked 1 week later, and then emailed work and was like, I'm going to have to stay for another week.
So we kind of left it up to Josh and Paigey to sort out where it was going to be best to surf.
And then tracking the swell was probably the most frustrating I've ever tracked, ever, because every single 4 hours, every update, it would change. It would change intensity and direction, or how high it was, or how low it would push. And there was a couple of waves that we really did want to go hunt.
We were looking at this one spot where we've only heard good things from. There's 2 setups. Didn't know how long it would take to get that far north, or if it would get skunked, because we'd never been there.
But instead we chose another little tropical island to go to. It can accommodate for all pretty much your perfect little waves, little slab setups, little lefts, little rights, river mouths, rights tucked in behind islands.
I woke up pretty early the next morning, thought I'd go for a little walk down on the beach because I couldn't hear if it was the waves breaking on the beach or if it was the AC cranking. And got to the beach and was just stacked to the horizon, pretty clean sets.
And then when we got the boat ride to the island and I first saw like those sets stacking up and you just see big blue lines come out of the deep and you're like, start losing my mind. But then it was fat and then pretty much if the boat had gone about 100 metres further, we would have been sunk, so.
And we kind of trekked around and mucked around a little bit. Everybody was a bit down because we hadn't found a place or where we thought was going to be good, wasn't good.
I was on top of the van, came around the corner, over the top of this bridge and just looked out to this beautiful right-hander.
Like, that's all I've dreamt about when I was thinking about the trip. I was like, yeah, sick right-hand barrels. Can't wait. Like, good ones, clean, beautiful.
It was pretty sweet. I don't think I've gotten so many barrels in one session. Please don't put that on.
Hey.
Hey guys, I'm just typing. How do you know?
I love Snapchat.
So after the big day in the surf, everyone was pretty cooked. We thought it'd be a really cool idea to kind of get the crew up and about and blow up some inflatable pool toys that we brought over.
No, he's coming. and not expecting much, but then all these kids ran out from nowhere.
Ended up getting down the beach and just was swamped by kids.
We're in a pretty isolated place, so the local kids don't see many foreigners, especially white people.
Yeah, I love this little province that we're in because it's a nice little community vibe and there's always kids on the street frothing out or doing something.
And just getting annihilated in the waves, I thought it was hilarious.
So much to do, there's so much to do. I'm willing and able, no time to lose. So much to see, you know there's so much to see. Leave a carnival sky, oh the jubilee. Notice I'm always filling the days with you on my mind. Yes, you on my mind.
It was really cool to see how just the simple things in life, in like their lives, just makes them so happy. Like just a high five and just a smile.
It's something that I'm sure they won't forget for a very long time. And probably something that we won't forget either, and definitely one of the highlights of the trip.
No regret.
So coming into the last few days of the trip, we had one last initiative for the crew to do, and that was some more water filtration. And we stumbled upon a local hospital, and I think it was Elliot got talking to some of the nurses there and found out about a school that was off on a different island, just a small remote island, that the kids were getting really sick from the water there, and they were having to boat the kids over into the hospital and just getting being really unwell from the unclean water.
Back in Australia, we're so blessed to have clean water, but these guys, it's so easy to get sick from dirty water. Like the biggest killer in the world, I'm pretty sure, is like diarrhea. You wouldn't really expect that diarrhea is the biggest killer in the world, but that's because of dirty water. So it's all waterborne diseases get cut out from this water filtration process, and it's just where my heart is, and you know, it's one way of being able to give back to others.
We actually got told that there was no school for the day, so we were pretty bummed, but we're like, bugger it, we'll go over and actually just suss out this little island and see if the primary school kids are there. And when we got there, we were pretty surprised, but one of the ladies was like, yeah, just the kids were there.
Coming into the island and just being greeted with all these smiling faces and like kids cheering, and Jed, of course, was just off to the side, like playing slaps with the kids and just like frothing out.
Just been told from the teachers that the kids have been getting sick from the dirty water, so we've come here today to the school of this island in the Philippines, and we're gonna give them some clean water. So let's round the kids up and show them how it's all done. Hello. How are you? Good? Yes? Very good. Yeah. Kids are stoked, we're stoked. So much joy around this area right now. It's a good feeling, good feeling.
An awesome way to end the trip. I was so proud of how everyone had just come together and had not just seen this as another surf trip.
We're all here to get good waves and have an amazing holiday together, but it runs deeper than that.
I've been on surf trips like we just surf, but it was really cool to do things for other people.
To see the look on the kids' faces from like dirty to clean water was more than incredible. Kind of sums up that it's not just about you, especially travelling to these countries.
It's not all about just getting pumping waves. It's not all about yourself. It's not all about getting a tan.
It's that easy to do something for an hour, 2 hours out of your 2-week holiday to make a difference.
And considering our impact wherever we're going.
We are blessed to be a blessing.
I've never done a trip like this before and can't wait to do the next one.